Ballerina uploads their fight card and people can vote online to think who they think is going to win the fight. And Anthony Peters has lost out on this vote a little bit. He only had 26% of the voters actually thought he was going to win, whereas Dan Weiss had 74% of the voters.
3-1 underdog right now is Anthony Peters. And if you want to get your votes in, go to tapology.com/battle arena, and you're going to be able to get yourself some of those great voting records. We'll give them a shout out here on the air live.
Someone else with a shout out, it's Viking Nutrition. Great company. They're always at Ballerina, always selling their wares, and the awesome gloves that have been worn by the Ballerina fighters have been provided by Viking Nutrition.
Yeah, and Viking Nutrition, top quality nutrition and apparel for all of our Ballerina fighters. And if you want some real top quality supplements, you've got to go to Viking Nutrition.
And Anthony Peters, I've seen him fight before. Really impressive stand-up, like some really good kickboxing. I haven't seen much of his grappling game, but I think the last time I saw him, he was throwing a lot of punches.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very interesting fight between two rangy 84-kilo fighters, with Anthony Peters coming in, having some serious experience and some success here in the Battle Arena cage. So we're going to see what happens here in just a few moments in the middleweight weight class.
And Anthony Peters is a very big middleweight. You know, he's a tall guy. He must be 6 foot plus. And hopefully can use that range to his advantage.
He's ready to go. He's in his element here.
He looks excited to be in that cage. That was always my approach to fighting, is that when I'm in the ring, kind of relaxed, don't need to be angry, don't need to be stomping my feet and mean mugging people. This is Dan Weiss from Club Titan. Club Titan is in Reading. They are training under Tony Lee. They're a really well-rounded gym.
Like Team Titan.
Team Titan, sorry.
Yeah, we've got Team Titan here. Yeah, Tony Lee's gym. They're really awesome, actually. Love that team.
Yeah, very well-respected, really good group of guys. Great fighters.
They've got some really good up-and-coming fighters, including Connor Wooding, who called out Sam and Tom Creasy. Unfortunately, we're going to hopefully see that fight coming soon to UK MMA scene. One of those. Depends which one Connor wants, I guess. He's got his choice of two brothers. Two probably the best pro flyweights in the country right now. Sam and Tom Creasy. Quite awesome. And here we go, Dan Weiss. He's got the face, he's got the smile, he's ready to go. And Team Titan, they always come to bring it on.
Yeah, really good club, always represented. But I think he might have his handful here in Anthony Peters. Anthony Peters is he's dancing at the cage. It's always a good sign that he's quite relaxed, ready to go.
I don't know if he's shouting and stuff. This is ready to go.
You might call it dancing.
Something like that.
Under A-class rules at 84 kilograms. Introducing first the fighter in the red corner, weighing 84.5 kilograms. Fights out of Impact MMA. And Peters!
I wonder who the crowd favorite is tonight. Anthony Peters obviously having the adulation of the crowd.
But only 26% of the online vote.
3.4 kilograms. Fight out of Club Titan, Dan Weiss.
Sorry, a little bit of a mistake there. It is Club Titan from Dan Weiss, and he is actually from...
He was living up to that.
There we go, good touch gloves. Showing some respect in the middle.
Anthony Peters is one of those guys that likes to establish some range. Use that jab. Look.
Right,
but he got caught
big
with
left hook from Dan Weiss.
But covered brilliantly. And that shows experience, that you get tagged and you look for that takedown straight away.
Yeah, Dan Weiss was really throwing some big bombs there. Big left hook caught Anthony Peters and had him thinking twice about that.
Smooth transition by Anthony Peters, just stepped over his guard straight into side control.
Just doing a few cheeky shoulder shots there.
And Anthony Peters doing something good there. He's driving his opponent into his corner, which means he sat there, he's getting advice from his coaches. His opponent is going to find it harder to hear his coaches, and controlling him by pushing him to that fence as well, which makes his hip movement hard.
You just saw him drop a thunderous knee in there. It was really puncturing through into the body of Dan Weiss there, and Anthony Peters on top, looking to pass him out, which he does. And now can he posture up and look to land some strikes here in this A-class amateur fight. He's got those left hooks moving.
This is really good. He's got great control, and pushing his head into the cage makes such a difference.
Maybe some holding on to the cage there. The referee's all on top of it here.
Oh, he's giving up. He's risking giving up his back with that bridge escape.
Both hooks in now for Anthony Peters.
Oh, but he had the underhook, so he got back on top of it. Oh, he's gone from mount. What an amazing transition. He got that underhook so that Anthony Peters couldn't take his back, and it meant that they rolled, and he's now back stuck under that high mount of Anthony Peters.
As we were saying earlier, in a jiu-jitsu match, being a mount is not necessarily the worst thing in the world, especially in no-gi, because there's not a lot of attacks. But in an MMA fight, being a mount is usually the end.
Yeah, and I think that's why he's so close to giving up his back, because he's just doing everything he can to escape.
Trying to tempt you with the submissions, maybe make you lay off of the ground and pound. But Anthony Peters, the clock is ticking right now, so can he posture up? Can he get a good base there and start landing some serious thoughts? He does. He lands big lefts. Big lefts, and having Dan Weiss turn and possibly give up his back again. And there's Anthony Peters going right, left. Both hands going right now. And he loses the mounted position, and they're back up to their feet, scrambling.
Dan did an amazing job there, recovering. Those huge shots had him rocked, but he recovered him
big
straight
takedown
back
again.
down. Anthony Peters is a tall guy. Often the tall guys you don't see them do these big double legs, but he's moving really well, and he got that excellent takedown. And he's trying to finish a bit more ground and pound. And he's using the cage so well. All the time his head's being driven into that cage, and it's making Dan's life a misery trying to escape.
And he passes to mount again. Anthony Peters really running a clinic right now on Dan Weiss.
And Anthony Peters got caught, stood up, and that's why he shot for this takedown. But since he got caught with that shot, it's been a very one-sided fight. I think he's showing that he's a more dominant grappler. And now he didn't give him that underhook this time, and he's under the chin, but there's only a few seconds left of the fight. Will he be able to get this submission? It's going to be so close.
Can he get it with the dying seconds of the first round?
Oh, I think Dan survives.
Excellent survival tactics by Dan Weiss, but Anthony Peters is feeling very confident right now. He landed some very clean shots there towards the end of that round. Big lefts, big rights, pounding the skull of Dan Weiss into the mat. And those cannot feel good.
Anthony Peters is, I thought he'd be showing off his striking coming to this fight, but now I think maybe Dan should be trying to keep it on his feet. He was dominated on the ground. I think Dan's best bet, because Dan Weiss caught him with that big shot in the first seconds of the first round. If he could follow up, if he can get a similar approach now, do a bit of counter punching and land something heavy, it changed the course of this fight.
Yeah, Anthony Peters was more than happy to pepper with his jab and straight right at the very beginning of that round, and we saw Dan Weiss come big over top with it was almost like a switch step left overhand that landed so well on Anthony Peters and has bell rung and had him going for the takedown. But now we all start standing again, and we'll see how these fighters adjust, and if Dan Weiss can keep it standing and not give up the takedown so easily in this round.
You might still see Anthony come out and try some striking. He's got that rangy jab. Oh, he
big right hand
into a big right.
As he threw a
surprised the ref hasn't stopped it. Yeah. Whoa! The ref tried to step in the way, but the fighters moved, so they're counter fighting. But yeah, I think that was actually a great stoppage. Although they're still fighting, Dan was rocked because he dived in trying to land, I don't know,
it was almost a flying knee of some sort right there.
A sketchy knee or Superman punch. And it didn't really work because Anthony timed it beautifully. Hit that right hand straight on his chin. Such impressive work from Anthony Peters, timing that shot. And then the follow-up, absolutely brilliant work. Kept pressure on him, really good domination on the ground. A really well-rounded fighter. We're seeing him develop on Battle Arena.
Real danger with throwing something forward like that with so much power is that your weight is moving forward, of course, and then you meet the apex of the punch in your opponent, and yeah, an excellent stoppage. It had him reeling from that. Really good show of heart there from Dan Weiss to keep fighting and keep even going back for the finish after having the fight stopped. A little bit of confusion there at the end, but in the end, Anthony Peters, with some excellent straight punches there at the end, is able to get the TKO finish.
And I think Dan kind of in a way did the right thing. Not the knee, because we've got to set it up a little bit more, but he was doing the right thing. He was trying to land something big to change the course of that fight, because he was losing. He had to try something, and that knee was a ballsy move.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for these two fighters. So after 8 seconds of the second round, by a referee stoppage, your winner in the red corner, Peter. Please make some noise for our winner, Dan Weiss. So I'm here with your winner, and I'm good, mate. How are you? Yeah, I'm feeling good now. I got the piss with the guys. Yeah! So, quick stop in the second round. Yeah. Down to the boxing. Yeah, down to the boxing. You know, I've got a background in boxing anyway, but just a few little tweaks with the Impact MMA. And we got it now to the team, yeah. First round, I say you've got a background in boxing, but it was the wrestling that was working at the ground and pound. Very improved ground game. Yeah, I've just been working out with Impact here, got some really top guys down there, top six guys, you know. It's just working for me on the inside. Yeah, he's turned into a very complete fighter. Congratulations again, and ready to raise some noise for the winner, and Peter.